Okay, Mark. Here's some brush from your place. I'm going to unload this truck. These green ones came from down by the lake. Haven't finished that yet, working on it. And I'm going to go back after I unload this truck and load up a bunch more branches that are from the trees I cut down. I'm going to take a few pictures for you with this video camera, and then I'm going to make some suggestions for you to think about while I'm in progress here on the job. Okay. Well, I guess I should take a picture while I'm here at this dock area for you. I've still got a fair amount to do. I'm debating taking out more of these trees that are right there. Might do it, might leave it for you to come look at and decide. But I've still got to get my cutter, remove the rest of this brush and grass, rake it up, and see if we can't get it down to the ground, and then see if we can't clean up that dock and make it look like new again. Well, I think we probably can. So I'm just not sure about these trees, because here's your stake, and I think we could take out the 4 branches, maybe 5 on the right, and we maybe could take out this one up here. So no problem if you want to do it. Glad to do it. Alrighty, so I'm here, and you can see I got these trees cut up, and I'm going to pick up all this brush that came from the tops of them. And in addition to the tree that you marked, there was also another one, 2 of them behind here that you didn't see. I took them out, and so this will be cleaned up. And just wanted you to see that the big one's all cut up. I'm going to bring a splitter over here and split all this wood and stack it for you. I just talked to my friend. He said I could get his splitter. I use it every year. He doesn't use it. He's got 2 of them. And then I've got part of the lake cleaned up down there, waiting on a weed eater with the steel blades to get fixed. But I cut all the trees and bushes that needed to be hauled out. I've still got to drag some of that out and put it in the truck. And then I've just got to rake up this, clean it up in front of the house. And I got to looking at this, and I'm thinking you might want to consider dressing this up by putting some fabric down on each side of the walkway to suppress the weeds, and then put some red bark on top of it, maybe some red pavers coming out of this doorway out to the yard. I think that would dress it up a lot, make it look nice. I actually had the cops chasing me after I took pictures of a guy's house where he did something like that, because he got spooked because I stopped and didn't ask him to take pictures of his house. And then I'm not done with this, but you can see we're done pretty good here so far, getting the hostas exposed and the tiger lilies. So what I'd like to do here is do a little more work on this and clean up this lane between the 2 houses, of course, and the back side also. And then also use the red bark in here. But before I do, I'd like to go buy a bottle of Tordon for $25 and kill the hardwood sprouts where I had to cut them off. And they're going to come back if I don't. And so I think that'll pay for itself, and for sure. And all I do is squirt the Tordon on the stumps of the shrubbery and bushes that I cut out of there that it's too much trouble to dig them out, and do that. Okay, so I don't think we're talking about very much money here, but I think it would look a lot better to have that. And then I wanted to show you something. I forgot when I was around the other side of the house, but there's a cherry tree right here in front of your stairway that's going to die. And it is dying. You might want to get rid of it now. The top's dying, and that's cherry. The oaks are okay on either side of it. Also, in the driveway that you drive in on, there is another big dead tree that's a hazard. I can cut that down pretty easily if you want, and cut it up for you. It's right there. Get a little closer. I didn't know if you noticed it or not, but I can throw it and cut it up and it really ought to come down. And from the front of the house, I looked at the maple that you want out, and what I noticed from the front was that there's a couple of limbs that are good sized limbs that are dead on the oak next to the garage. So you've got dead limbs on the maple, you've got dead limbs on the oak. Gary thinks we can drop the maple, but I'm not insured and he's not insured, so I would recommend that we get an estimate from the guy in Oxford that has the bucket truck and the insurance to see if he could trim up the oak and remove this maple. He just did my neighbor's horse pasture, and he can't be too expensive because my neighbor's not going to spend a whole lot of money on the amount of work that he had to have done. So you let me know and I can get him out here to give us an estimate if you want. But I definitely would get rid of this dead one. The top's shot and those branches will be falling and they could hit somebody in the head and kill you outright right away. So making some progress, and I'll make this into a YouTube video so that you can see it. So the things that I'd like you to consider are buy me some Tordon. I can get it over here at the local nursery store, Blackburns. And I don't know what red bark mulch, unless you have a different idea, would cost, but I know it's not too expensive. A lot of people use it. And the pavers are probably $1 a piece, $1 to $1.50 a piece. And I didn't measure how many it would take, but probably 50 of them, maybe at most. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. 5 times 4 is 20, so maybe $30, $40 at most there. I'm not sure how many yards of bark for mulch there, and it would only be a little bit on that flower bed on the side because most of that's covered with flowers. It actually looks pretty nice to me. Just need to get rid of all that stuff. And I'll cut this down, part of it, or all of it if you want. Talk to your friend. But I'll make a definite border between you and him. I'll rake up what I threw in the ditch and clean that up all the way around. And I'll finish the dock, and I'm thinking about getting a couple of gallons of cleaner and bleach, nothing illegal, and clean your dock and get that mildew all off of it so it looks pretty. I'm going to give it a try anyway. All right, back to work. Talk to you later.